From the Presidential Palace, Manila, Dateline Malacañang.
Good day. This is Dateline Malacañang. Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. on Monday distributed a total of 2,867 hectares of agricultural lands, farm-to-market roads, and farm machinery and equipment to Agrarian Reform Beneficiaries or ARBs in the Central Visayas region in a ceremony at the Lamberto Macias Sports and Cultural Center in Dumaguete City, Negros Oriental Province. According to the Department of Agrarian Reform or DAR Region 7, a total of 3,855 ARBs received Certificates of Land Ownership Award or CLOAs issued under the Support to Parcelization of Lands for Individual Titling Project or Project Split for agricultural lands located in the provinces of Bohol, Cebu, and Negros Oriental. The President also personally turned over farm machinery and equipment valued at 7.3 million pesos to 6 Agrarian Reform Beneficiaries Organizations or ARBOs implemented under the Climate Resilience Farm Productivity and Support Program or CRFPSP. This machinery, consisting of 5 units of 4-wheel tractors and a food dehydrator, is targeted to benefit 1,940 beneficiaries in Negros Oriental. Let's listen to the speech of Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
Pagbigyan muna kami mga Ilocano, matitigas sa mga dila namin, kaya kung may punto pa rin ng Ilocano yung aming salita, maintindihan naman ninyo at sanay kami magsalita ng German. Bago po ako magsimula, nais ko munang banggitin na nakalive po tayo, yung nakita natin kanina sa Cebu at saka sa Bohol. Dahil sa okasyong ito, sabay-sabay po natin ginaganap ang pamamahagi ng lupa at tulong sa ating mga benepisyaryo mula sa iba't ibang lugar sa Region 7. Kaya, maayong adlaw sa mga madasignon natong kauban na taga Cebu o taga Bohol. Ang pagpunta po natin dito sa Dumaguete ay bahagi lamang ng pangbansang lakbay tulong na ating ginagawa upang direktang maipaabot ng ang ayuda at suporta sa buong kapuluan. Lubos po ako natutuwa na makapiling kayo ngayon dito sa Dumaguete upang simulan ang isang bagong yugto sa buhay ng ating mga magsasaka. Sa araw na ito, ipinagdiriwang natin ang tagumpay ng ating bayan at ng ating mga magsasaka sa pamamagitan ng pamamahagi ng higit 3,800 na Certificate of Land Ownership Award o yung tinatawag na CLOA at mga titulo ng lupa ng sumasaklaw sa halos 3,000 hektarya ng lupain dito sa Region 7. Alam naman po namin na marami po sa inyo ay matagal nang nangangarap at nagsisikap upang magkaroon ng sariling lupa para sa inyong hanap buhay. Ito na po at tinutupad po natin ang pangarap ninyo. Ito po ay simbolo ng taus-pusong pasasalamat ng sambayan ng Pilipino para sa inyong walang sawang pagsisikap at katatagan sa pagsasaka sa ilalim ng init ng araw sa gitna ng masamang panahon at sa harap ng maraming pagsubok. Sa ating paglipat ng pagmamayari ng mga lupaing ito sa inyong mga kamay, muli natin pinagtibay ang ating pangako na itataguyod ang karapatan at kapakanan ng ating mga magsasaka at manggagawa ng ating sinimulan sa paglagda ng Republic Act 11953 o ang tinatawag na New Agrarian Emancipation Act. Ito pong bagong batas na ito, sa pamamagitan nito, ay pinalaya na po natin ang ating mga benepisyaryo mula sa pasanin ng utang upang mapagtuunan nila ang nang buong pansin ang kanilang pagsasaka. Ngayon naman dito sa Region 7, ang DAR, Department of Agrarian Reform, ay nakakapagbigay ng higit 4,000 hektarya na lupa na nitong taon na ito. Sa kabuuan, ngayon taon, ang Department of Agrarian Reform ay makapagbigay ng lagpas 15,000 hektarya na lupa sa higit na 9,000 na agrarian reform beneficiary sa buong bansa. Ito, lumampas na ito dahil 65% na ito na ang ating taunang target na 23,000 hektarya ang ating malalagyan, mabibigyan ng titulo. Marami po tayong pamamahagi na lupang pang-agraryo dito sa Region 1 at sa buong bansa. Ito ay patunay ng ating patuloy at walang humpay na pagsisikap na tuparin ang aming pangako na kukumpletuhin namin ang reformang agrarya dito sa ating minamahal na Pilipinas upang higit na mapakinabangan ninyo ang lupang inyong pagmamayari. Magbibigay din po tayo ng halos 18 milyong piso na halaga ng makinaryang pansaka sa lagpas 3,000 benepisyaryo dito sa Region 7. Ang mekanisasyon, ang pagbibigay ng mga ating mga gamit, itong mga traktor, itong mga sa processing, yung mga dryer, mga kung ano-ano na kailangan ng ating mga magsasaka, ito ay makabagong irigasyon at patuloy pa rin ang palawak natin ng irigasyon. Ito ay susi ng papangunlad sa ating mga sakahan. Mas mapapabilis po itong inyong mga gawain at mas mapapaunlad natin ang lupang inyong sinasaka. Bukod po rito, naglaon din po kami ng 100 milyong piso para sa pagpapatayo ng farm-to-market road dito sa Negros Oriental at 34 na milyong piso para sa farm-to-market road sa Siquijor. Ngunit, hindi po dito nagtatapos ang lahat. Marami pa po tayong napaplanong farm-to-market road na nakakahalaga ng halos 3 bilyong piso na gagawin sa Bohol, sa Cebu, sa Siquijor at siyempre dito sa Negros Oriental. Sa pagpapagawa ng mga kalsadang ito, mas mapapadali ang pagdadala ng inyong mga ani sa mga pamilihan. Lilikha rin ito ng mas maraming koneksyon sa pagitan ng mga sakahan, merkado, paaralan, tanggapan ng pamahalaan at sa mga bayan-bayan. Lalawak din ang inyong magiging mamimili dahil mas malayo na ang mararating ng inyong mga produkto. Sa kabuuan, sa pamamagitan ng mga inisyatibo at proyektong ito, hindi lamang natin mapapalaki ang kita at mapapabuti ang kabuhayan ng ating mga magsasaka, mapapaunlad din natin ang ating mga komunidad na mapapalago ang buong sektor ng agrikultura. Kung inyo pong mapapansin, 2 hanggang 3 araw sa isang linggo, 2 to 3 days bawat linggo ay aking inilaan para sa mga out of town na bisita na ganito. Ito ay alinsunod sa aking paniniwala. na ang epektibong pamamalhan ay dapat katampukan ng pagharap sa taong bayan at pagpunta sa kanilang kinaroroonan. Hindi kailangan ang lokal na pamahalaan ang pupunta sa Malacañang. Dapat ang Malacañang ang lumalapit sa inyo. Dahil kapag ako'y nakaupo lang sa opisina, nandun ako, naka-air condition sa palasyo, paano ko maririnig ang inyong mga hinaing kung hindi ako makakaharap sa inyo? Paano ko makikita ang kalagayan ng inyong lugar kung hindi ako mapunta dito? Paano ko malalaman ang mga status ng mga government projects dito? Kung delayed ba? Kung on time? Kung hindi ko mahingian ng progress report, ang hindi lamang ang mga ensya, kundi ang taong bayan mismo. Dahil sila, ang taong bayan, ay ang talagang nakakaalam. Siyempre, kung minsan, yung ating mga opisyal, para sabihin, napakaganda ng kanilang trabaho, pagagandahin nila yung report. Pero, hindi naman sila, tinitignan lang nila yung mga natapos. Kailangan natin tignan, ano yung hindi natapos? Bakit hindi natapos? Ano yung naging problema? At ang nakakaalam niyan at ang makakasagot dyan, hindi lamang ang ating mga local government official, kung hindi ang taong bayan mismo. Paano ko makikita ang pag-uunlad ng inyong lungsod na bunga ng inyong sipag at tiyaga kung hindi ko ito matutunghayan ako mismo? Higit sa lahat, paano ako magpapasalamat at masusuklian ang inyong suporta at malaking ambag sa kaunlad ng ating bayan kung hindi ako tatayo nandito sa harap ninyo. Kaya ang pagpunta ko rito, hindi lang upang magbigay ng tulong o maghatid ng serbisyo, kundi para rin makinig at malaman ang inyong mga pangangailangan. Hindi po ito ang aking huling pagdalaw. Babalik ako na dala ang mga konkretong tugon ng pamahalaan sa inyong mga kagustuhan. At iyan na rin po ang panata ko sa mga lugar na ating mapupuntahan at mapupuntahan pa. Walang lalawigan na makakalimutan. Walang sektor na makakaligtaan. Muli, sa ating benepisyaryo at magsasaka, nais kong ipaabot sa inyo ang aking taus-pusong pasasalamat. Alam niyo po, itong aming ginagawa ni Secretary Conrad Estrella ay talaga sa amin, para sa aming dalawa ito, labor of love sa amin ito. Kaya't kami tuwan-tuwa na magawa namin ito makapagbigay ng titulo. Ano po kung bakit sinasabi kong labor of love yan? Nagsimula ito nung panahon ng ang Pangulo ay ang aking ama. Nagsimula ito nung ang lolo ni Secretary Conrad Estrella ay Secretary Conrado Estrella ng DAR. Sila ang nagsimula nitong lahat. Kaya nung kami ay umupo bilang sekretary, bilang Pangulo, nagtataka kami, 30 taon na nag-aantay ang mga tao. Umabot ng 102 years old ang ating pinakamasigasig, pinakamalakas na magsasaka na hanggang ngayon nag-aantay pa. Kako naman, bumultuin tayo ng lolo mo at saka ng tatay ko pagka hindi natin ginawa ito. Dahil ito ay isa sa una na ginawa, isa sa una na instruction na binigay. Ito ang isa sa una na ginawa ng administrasyon, yung unang administrasyong Marcos. Kaya siguro naman, sabi ko, karapat-dapat lang ito ay dapat tapusin sa pangalawang administrasyon na Marcos. Naway maging inspirasyon ng mga titulo at tulong na ito upang lalo pa ninyong pag-ibayuhin ang inyong pagsisikap para sa sarili, para sa inyong mga pamilya, at kasama na rin para sa ating bansa. Kayo ang pundasyon ng mahigit ng 100 milyong Pilipino. Ang iyong mga ani ang nagpapalakas sa ating mga mamamayan. At ang inyong mga sakripisyo ang nagpapasigla sa ating ekonomiya. Bilang Pangulo, tinitiyak ko sa inyo ang inyong gobyerno ay laging handa na magbigay sa inyo ng suportang kailangan ninyo. Kaya magkaisa tayo sa ating layunin para sa pagpapaunlad ng buhay ng ating mga magsasaka at para tiyakin na walang Pilipino na magugutom sa ating pinapanday na bagong Pilipinas. Muli, ang taong bayan ay nagpapasalamat sa inyong pagsisikap. Mabuhay ang ating mga magsasaka. Mabuhay ang bagong Pilipinas.
Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
Dateline Malacañang.
The Philippine government will implement a digital and integrated pre-border technical verification and cross-border electronic invoicing on all imported commodities. This aims to fast-track the inspection of all imported goods going into the country and tighten national security, and make sure the rights of consumers along with protecting the environment against substandard and dangerous imported goods. According to the Presidential Communications Office, or PCO, a single electronic invoicing system controlled by the Philippine government is necessary to effectively monitor international trade transactions of all imported goods. Under Administrative Order Number 23, signed on May 13th by Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin on behalf of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., the President ordered the creation of the Committee for Pre-Border Technical Verification and Cross-Border Electronic Invoicing. The committee will be composed of the Secretary of Finance as chairperson, while the Secretaries of Agriculture, Trade, Energy, Health, Environment and Natural Resources, and Information Communications Technology will serve as members. PCO said other members include the Bureau of Customs or BOC Commissioner, Director General of the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency or PDEA, and 2 non-voting representatives from duly recognized industry associations to be appointed by the chairperson upon recommendation of the committee. The BOC shall be responsible for the implementation of the electronic invoicing system in accordance to strategic direction and policy guidance, international trade standards, and existing laws. The PCO said provisions of the order shall be applied to all import commodities in 3 phases. Phase 1 for agricultural goods, Phase 2 for non-agricultural goods with health and safety issues, and Phase 3 for other goods with misdeclaration to avoid duties and taxes.
Dateline Malacañang.
In front of the Bagong Sinag Philippine Military Academy or PMA batch, Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. again emphasized the country will defend its rights to its territory. The President made his resolve known to the newly graduates of PMA Class 2024, which will be part of their job as officials of the country. According to the Commander-in-Chief, the said PMA batch is already part of the forces that will face intruders that disrespect the country's territory. The Chief Executive underscored that the full force of the Philippines will defend its rights on any of its territories according to existing laws. President Marcos said Bagong Sinag class is included in those that will move in maintaining the safety of its citizens and ensure that their defense is strong against any threats and also ensure a strong democracy.
Dateline Malacañang.
Meanwhile, Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. said China's policy to detain alleged trespassers in the South China Sea, including those overlapping in the Philippines' Exclusive Economic Zone or EEZ, is completely unacceptable. On the sidelines of the signing of alliance between the Partido Federal ng Pilipinas or PFP and Nationalist People's Coalition or NPC in Makati City, the president said the government will take whatever measures to protect Filipinos amid escalating tensions in the contested waters. China reportedly empowered its own Coast Guard to detain for up to 60 days without trial foreign trespassers who will cross what it claims are its borders. This came after the Atin To coalition successfully finished its civilian convoy to Scarborough Shoal in the West Philippine Sea or WPS. China's new trespass rule met fierce criticism from Philippine authorities. Philippine Coast Guard or PCG spokesperson J. Tarriela said the move was just another illegal action by Beijing justified by its imaginary 9-line claim to nearly all of the South China Sea. In 2016, the Philippines won a landmark international arbitration case against China, invalidating its ambitious 9-line claim that owns the entire South China Sea. Philippine lawmakers also blasted China's new rule, with Senate President Juan Miguel Zubiri saying that it violates the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea or UNCLOS, which protects the freedom of navigation at sea. House Speaker Martin Romualdez, for his part, vowed that the House of Representatives would oppose any arrest made by China within the 200 nautical mile EEZ of the Philippines. Romualdez described China's aggressive pronouncements as blatant escalation of tensions in the WPS.
Dateline Malacañang.
Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. has vowed to investigate the alleged wiretapping of the Chinese embassy in Manila against the Armed Forces of the Philippines Western Command or AFP Westcom. In a media interview over the weekend, the president said it is still early to come up with any conclusion until he hears for himself the contents of the supposed wiretapping. Asked if he has directed government agencies to be extra careful about it, President Marcos said there is no directive like that, but emphasized an existing policy on the issue. The chief executive added that the Department of Information and Communications Technology, or DICT, and the Department of Science and Technology, or DOST, are working together to make the country's cybersecurity more robust and secure. He said they are already planning to bring some Filipino experts who are among the world's best to work for the government as free agents to help bolster the country's cybersecurity.
Directive, it's just we are looking into it because really the fact of the matter is there have been mentions of a tape that says, that confirms that there was this agreement, etc., all of that. And I keep hearing that there is a tape, and I keep wanting to hear it. And as yet, we don't have it. So it's very hard to come to any conclusion until we know that the thing actually exists. So it's very hard. It is in the possession, if it does exist, it's in the possession of the Chinese embassy and the Chinese government. So until they release it, we cannot be we it is becomes harder and harder to believe and to accept that there was an agreement. Oh, there's no directive like that. It is our policy, and we have been disseminating that policy to all. There have been already so many departments and agencies that have been victimized, and I think we're all very aware of the risk of cybersecurity. Not for all kinds of reasons. So yes, we are very conscious of that, and the DICT, for example, together with DOST, are working hard together with our security services to make more robust our cybersecurity. We have spoken to many experts, and we have taken some of the best people in cybersecurity are actually Filipino, but they're civilians. So we have to bring some of them. I don't know if we can find an arrangement for them to work for the military, to work for government agencies. Maybe as a free agent. We'll see.
Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
Dateline Malacañang.
The Philippine Coast Guard, or PCG, has detained a foreign vessel in its waters off San Felipe in Zambales province due to various deficiencies following the inspection of authorities on the ship. The PCG made its inspection after receiving reports that the ship raised the Philippine flag and turned off its automatic identification system, or AIS. The PCG also radioed the vessel several times, but the crew did not respond. 7 Chinese crew members, including its shipmaster, were discovered by the PCG upon arrival, wherein it was known that the ship came from Hong Kong last May 11th and docked at Zambales this May 15th. The ship also did not show any original or printed version of important documents such as the crew list, passports, and seaman's book. According to the ship's captain, they chose to dock at Zambales because the province does not charge a high anchorage fee like Manila, but there are no port facilities to be found in Zambales. The K9 unit also inspected the said ship to ascertain if its cargo contained illegal drugs, which none have been found. The ship remains detained because of the said insufficient documents.
Dateline Malacañang.
3 vessels from the Indian Navy's Eastern Fleet are currently in the Philippines as part of its goodwill visit that will last until Wednesday, May 22nd. In his speech, Rear Admiral Rajesh Dankar and Flag Officer Commanding Eastern Fleet, or FOCAP, expressed its utmost thanks to the Philippine Navy and the Indian Embassy for its warm welcome when the Indian naval ships arrived in Manila. Among the naval ships of the Eastern Fleet that visited are the INS Delhi, which is a guided missile destroyer, the INS Shakti, a fleet tanker, and the INS Kiltan, which is an anti-submarine warfare or AWS corvette. The ships arrived almost at the same time at the port of Manila on Sunday, which signifies the start of a series of various activities in the coming days, such as Subject Matter Expert Exchange, or SMEE sessions, sports fixtures, cross-deck visits, cultural visits, and collaborative community outreach programs that shows the promise of both countries to ensure a safe and secure Indo-Pacific region. The admiral emphasized the strong friendship and collaboration between both nations and expressed its excitement over the upcoming collaboration and the opportunity to be part of the best practices of the Philippines. Before heading to the Philippines, the Eastern Fleet of the Indian Navy visited Malaysia, Vietnam, and Singapore.
Dateline Malacañang.
And finally, the Philippines Department of Migrant Workers, or DMW, confirmed the 23 Filipino crewmen are all safe and unharmed during a drone attack perpetrated by Houthi rebels over the weekend. In a report, the DMW said the oil tanker that the Filipino crewmen were riding sustained minor damages after the drone attack while traversing near the Yemeni port city of Hodeidah. On the other hand, the ship continues to travel towards its destination. The DMW is currently in coordination with international maritime authorities, shipping companies, and local manning agencies. The DMW wants to know the status of the Filipino workers who continue to experience danger while their ship travels through the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden. Meanwhile, the Commission on Appointments, or CAA, is set to perform its confirmation hearing on DMW Secretary Hans Leo this Tuesday, May 21st. This was confirmed by CA Assistant Minority Leader and Surigao del Sur Representative Johnny Pimentel. Pimentel said Kakdak will face the CA Committee on Labor, Employment, Social Welfare, and Migrant Workers that is headed by Negros Occidental Representative Mercedes Alvarez. At the same time, 33 senior military officers will also face the committee for their promotions. Among included is Army Lieutenant General Facundo Palafox IV, the new commander of the Southern Luzon Command. As ex-official presiding officer, Senate President Juan Miguel Zubiri also called for a caucus on Tuesday as Congress is set to adjourn on May 25th and resume on July 22nd. Whoever among the appointees that did not get the nod of the CA upon adjournment will be considered bypassed.
Dateline Malacañang.
Before we conclude our program, we would like to invite everyone to come and visit our Facebook page and YouTube channel at Radyo Pilipinas World Service. You will be able to hear and view our Filipino and English programs, including news updates here in the Philippines. Kindly subscribe, like, and share our posts as well. And that concludes this edition of Dateline Malacañang. For Radyo Pilipinas World Service, this is Leo Magpayo. Good day and stay safe.
From the Presidential Palace, Manila, Dateline Malacañang.